busy second round for the Buffalo Bills. Lots of wheeling and dealing, and they made 2 trades to attack 2 needs. So in 2 nights of drafting, the Buffalo Bills go need at cornerback, need at wide receiver, and now need at offensive lineman, likely a guy who can play tackle, although he played guard in college. We're talking about Dion Dawkins, the second-round pick and likely the last pick of Friday night for the Buffalo Bills. So let's start with just the way they've approached this draft, Jerry. The idea that you could say you go with best available player. That has not been the approach here. Clearly, the Bills have targeted specific areas that they know they need, in the process picking up some extra picks and then using some of those picks to move first down to get the cornerback in round 1, Tre'Davious White. And then tonight, second round, they use some of that ammo to move up in the second round twice to pick up first the wide receiver from East Carolina, Zay Jones, and then they move up to at the very bottom of the second round to get Dion Dawkins from Temple. And it seems to me that at least just based on the face, they've done what they wanted to do.
They have needs at every position, Vic, so I'm not going to sit here and get all excited about the Bills, filling a position of need. I'm sorry, it's late, and I'm a cynic. I don't watch a lot of college football.
You're a cynic when it's early.
I'm not going to stand here and tell you whether these 3 guys are going to make a big difference next year, while other teams are getting better, too. I've been around too long. I mean, I'll wait for September and see how they play on the field. Second-round receivers really make a big difference for this team. Third-round offensive linemen, whatever. I mean, you guys love the process, the shuffling around of picks. Everybody's so in love with the process. And if they play the game correctly, it's like everybody's, oh, wow, the Bills are doing it right. Just see me in September. Talk to him.
It's getting late, and Jerry's cranky. So Jay, I don't even know how to follow that, but let's try. Okay. When we look at what they did, though, it does still seem to me, process, Jerry can rail about that, but you do have to follow some sort of plan, and clearly Sean McDermott had one. He said the 2 trades that they made in the second round were initiated by the Bills based on, in their mind, first, knowing those players that they targeted were available.
Yeah, and for a first-time head coach and a guy who, by all accounts, everything that we can tell, is really the guy running the show inside that draft room, I think you have to kind of come away, and to Jerry's point, sure, this is going to be judged not even just this September, but in Septembers over the next couple of years. We're going to learn more about these draft picks. But the fact that he was comfortable enough to move as far down as he did in the first round, he was comfortable enough to move up not once but twice on Friday into the second round to get guys that I think are going to start for this team, shows that he's got a handle on this thing, and he's making moves, and I think you got to give him a little bit of credit for that. I mean, he's not standing pat and hoping that a guy falls to him. They said, there's a player that we want, we're going to make the trade to go get him. And I'm all for this second trade. Now, the one for Jones, whatever, you drop down from a 3rd to a 5th rounder. Top 100 picks are where it's at for me in the NFL. I don't care about 5th-round picks. I don't care about 6th-round picks. The success rate on those is so low anyway that it's throwing darts at a board. So if you can move up, the Bills so far now have made 3 of the first 63 picks in this draft and acquired a first-round pick in next year's draft. Of course, you can't grade, everybody's going to do it. They're all going to grade the draft after it's over. They're going to get a good grade, they're going to get a good grade now. We'll learn more about that later, but to have 3 of the top 63 and get a first, to me, that says that's a pretty decent job.
That's what I meant to say.
Jay said it a lot better. And I think the other point, as this team wrapped up day 2, all right, so now you're out of the first 3 rounds of this draft, and one of the thoughts going into this thing was the possibility that they would go quarterback. The fact now that they didn't do so in the first 3 rounds, I think takes that right off the table, guys.
No need.
And no need, and now you get into the latter part, so they're going to be satisfied with Tyrod Taylor as their starter. T.J. Yates, the veteran backup. They have Cardale Jones, a young guy on the roster. So basically, they are looking, if they are going to ever do this quarterback thing, it's going to be next year and possibly with the use of the extra first-round pick they have. All right, lots of stuff on BuffaloNews.com. Please check it out. For Jerry Sullivan, who's a little cranky, what a shock, and for Jay Skursky, I'm Vic Carucci, and come back for more on BuffaloNews.com.